You're listening to The Manning Report with your host, James David Manning. The news behind the headlines.
You know what's happened in America? I mean, Trump has turned America into a banana republic. And, you know, perhaps you hate white folk. I thought you were on our side. I ain't never been on your side. I'm on the Lord's side. If you're on the Lord's side, then we're on the side together. Here, what we see happening here with Trump and his lawlessness, his obfuscating of the Constitution, you know, he just commits crimes every day. And I think the other thing that's important about this is you got to realize that Trump is sent from the devil. Now, Obama was too, and it still is. No, he is. I think Mark Walker, who is a congressman from North Carolina, was saying the other day about Obama, because he was at the Trump rally the other day when they said send her back, that Mark Walker said that, you know, well, everybody thinks Obama's a great family man and raised his family right and all that kind of stuff. He's a good family man. Okay, fine. But it said Mark Walker said housing, black ownership, Hamite, Canaanite, ownership of houses during the 8 years that Obama was president declined greatly, that fewer so-called black families became homeowners under Obama. And it's true, because Obama didn't care nothing about black folks becoming homeowners or anything else. You know, he was just an awful president. But what you see in white people who follow Trump, Trayvon Martin and Michael Brown were a microcosm. What I see is Trayvon Martin multiplied 1 million plus times at a Trump rally, or a Trump supporter, or Michael Brown, who was a gangster, right? Went in there, stole them Swisher cigars out that man's store, that little Indian man over there in Missouri. Stole his cigars, had on flip-flops, went down the street. Police accosted him. He reached in and grabbed the police gun and tried to shoot the police. He was lawless, Michael Brown, till he got a cap busted on his behind, right? So, you know, what I see, and I prognosticated that was going to happen on Obama. It'd say this as well. It's just that, you know, the Hamite people did not act in mass the same way that these white folk, because the Hamite people did not see themselves losing while they thought that Obama was going to bring them some sense of equality above what they already had. They were not in the position to lose because they'd already been at the bottom. What's happening now is that you see a people coming down, and when you watch these white people, these Japheth people, right, these snuff dippers, these grab my coochie women, Trump supporters, what you're watching is, in addition to their decline in white power and white dominance, you are watching a decline in morality. You're watching a lawlessness. You're watching a breakout of lawlessness among these white folk. And the closer it gets to the destruction and demise of Trump, the worse these people, the lower they sink into the pit of hell in the absence of power, the more violent and ugly they're going to become. You're going to see that. And that's the only difference between the Trayvon Martin and the Michael Brown than you see in what's happening now with, you know, these rallies where these MAGA cap wearers are. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. They all think they got a Messiah, and they start acting all cultish-like behind the Messiah. But you're going to see a whole lot worse stuff happening the further they sink. Because as time goes on, Trump is going to continue. At some point, he's probably going to commit suicide. And I'm not suggesting that he does, and I'm not urging it, or, you know, but at some point, Trump will commit suicide because Trump cannot stand to be exposed. He can't stand. And at some point in time, he's going to be exposed to having been put in power by Russia. And when that happens, when it becomes absolutely clear, unequivocally clear, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You can bet your last money on that. You can bet your seat in heaven if you got one. Probably can bet your seat in hell if you want to change it. That you can bet that Trump is going to commit suicide. And the reason why is because when it's discovered that Russia put him in office, his whole world is going to crumble. Everything he's ever thought about, everything he's ever worked for, everything that he ever thought he would ever be or ever become is going to go down the tube. And he's going to go down in history, in a short history, as one of the worst persons ever on planet Earth. And to avoid that, he's going to commit suicide. This is a bit of a news blog we do looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part. making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.